Estamos grabando. A ver. Voz trailer, momento trailer.
We're a tribe of warriors.
Ugh.
In ancient times, we were responsible for patrolling and defending all of Natland.
So Khan's still managing to sow discord, even after all these years.
If you want to resolve a conflict through dialogue, sometimes you need a third
Esta es
party
versión de relleno, si me lo acuerdo, parece, ¿no? En
At
plan...
this time and place, I'll bet the easiest person to find is...
His spirit has gotten lost and can't find its way back to his body.
4 estrellas igual. Decían que lo iban a cambiar a 5 estrellas, pero no me lo creía, la verdad. Y mejor que siga así.
500 years later, and it's resurfaced again.
Oh. Hay un Cinder Conte.
Repeating the mistakes of the Cinder City.
As long as the soul is involved, I should be able to help.
Pensé que no habría misión de Arconte, pensé que sería simplemente... hola, estamos viendo el stream de la 5.2 del Genshin, que era hoy y se me había olvidado por completo. En fin, esto era misión de relleno, yo pensaba que no iba a haber misión de Arconte. Pero si está Capitano supongo que es la misión de Arconte. En fin, script gigantesco. Los personajes de esta versión me dan absolutamente igual, no te voy a mentir. Pero si misión de Arconte está momento. 5.2 ya, sí, 5.2. Porque llevo 4 años jugando esta mierda de videojuego, ¿cómo lo ves? Código. Código, esperaos, gente. Espérate. Lo paso por aquí. Spameo código. Para quien lo quiera. Y también para mí. Opa. A ver. Ahí está. Ya está, todo listo. Oye, Lía, ¿yo no te había dado el VIP? ¿O era en la otra cuenta que te había dado el VIP? Bueno, igual.
Hey travelers, welcome to the Genshin Impact version 5.2 special program. I'm Gabe from the Loke team.
And I'm Kai. We meet again. Whoa, a cuckoo soar. Wanna join us?
Hey, don't be
Ah,
shy.
no puedo darte el VIP.
Come out
Bueno,
and say
no sé
hello.
por qué. Pero el hecho de que haya esto random porque los actores de voz estén en huelga me parece increíble.
She approves of your compliment.
Hey, I didn't know you could speak Saurian.
Oh, I can't. But I can make an educated guess based on her body language.
Whoa, are all cuckoosaurs as friendly as this one?
Adult cuckoosaurs are usually very proud creatures, but there are always exceptions.
Well, since our cuckoosaur friend kicked things
Pero cada vez que leo cucusario solo leo cucasaurio, no te voy a mentir.
The Flower Feather Clan.
All right, let's do it. Cuckoosaurs live among the Flower Feather Clan, which is suspended high above the mountains.
Oye, ¿veis bien los subtítulos?
This is a
Espérate,
tribe
los
of
subo aquí arriba.
warriors, and most
Así no
of
os los
their
tapo.
people can command the power of the skies.
Ahí está.
It was the Flower Feather Clan's ancient duty to patrol and safeguard the entire region of Natland. As elite special forces, their job was to detect threats, disseminate intel, and quickly neutralize any dangers to the nation. Though the circumstances are different now, the tribe never forgot its origins. They still hold trials to assemble the fastest teams in the tribe. The trials test a pilot's skill and teamwork with the cuckoosaurs.
Oh, I'm so pumped about these cuckoosaurs.
Yeah, cuckoosaurs
Vale, pero dime
are
qué
the
pueden hacer.
proudest out of all
Dime
the
qué pueden
soars.
hacer.
They know that they're the kings of the sky. Cuckoosaurs can
Huh?
consume phlogiston to climb higher or perform a horizontal roll in midair. Holding the sprint button allows them to enter an accelerated glide state after a horizontal roll.
Qué guapo, pueden volar.
In addition,
Pero
they
hermano,
can
esto está
use
roto, ¿no?
phlogiston wind tunnels to quickly cover great distances.
Okay, so I'm assuming that cuckoosaurs are really hard to tame.
Yeah, that's true. You need to prove yourself in some worthwhile feat, like demonstrating exceptional archery skill during flight. That's the only way to become a true Kukusor rider.
Wow, that's so strict.
Yeah, tell me about it. But okay, now that we've got a glimpse of the Flower Feather clan, it's time for a quiz.
What? Already?
Yep.
¿Cómo que prueba?
I hope you're prepared. Every tribe in that land has a unique way of communicating.
Hermano, ya no
with
saben qué
their
hacer para
soil.
rellenar, te lo juro, Dios
The
santo.
members of the
Perdón.
Flower Feather clan use a special item to summon their Kukusors. What is that item?
Yo qué coño sé.
A basket filled with their favorite foods?
Here's a hint. We just saw the answer in the previous video.
¿Qué?
Oh, I
un
remember
cuerno.
now. Horn.
Ding ding ding! Kukusors live far from the tribe and from each other, so in order to summon them, the tribe's people use whistles and horns to produce loud noises. So there's your overview of Kukusors. Maybe they sound a little unapproachable compared to other Saurians, but don't worry, travelers. If you get into a tough situation, then Chaska, the Flower Feather
Oh,
clan's
por
expert
fin,
peacemaker,
el
can
nuevo
help mediate the
personaje.
conflict.
Knitch
No me interesa en lo
mentioned that
absoluto,
her method
es
of
fascinante.
mediation is silencing both parties. Is that true?
Well, that's only in special cases. Most of the time, Chaska barely needs to intervene. Everyone knows what she's capable of, so people usually find a way to set aside their differences when she shows up.
Oh, so she doesn't just handle conflicts between humans and Saurians. She keeps the peace between people, too.
Exactly. Chaska was corrupted by abyssal power as a child, so she has a strong compulsion to fight, but she knows how to rein it in.
Ah, pero enséñame qué
I heard
hace.
that she was abandoned as a baby. It seems like she's been through a lot.
Yeah, but luckily for her, the Kukusors took her in and raised her as one of their own. In addition to hunting and flying,
Criada por lobos,
Chaska gained a
literalmente, la
lot
misma
of unique
mierda.
combat experience from her Saurian childhood. When Chaska is in your party, defeating monsters will restore phlogiston to your party. While she's in the Night Soul's blessing state, Chaska can ride and control her gun like a Kukusor. The Soul Sniper doesn't just increase her movement speed and resistance to interruption, it also allows her to get a better angle on her enemies.
Wow, that mid-air perspective is so cool. It seems
Hermano,
so
literalmente
liberating.
vuela, hermano. Qué asco.
And Chaska's fierce when she's in the zone. In the Night Soul's blessing state, Chaska's normal attacks
ver.
deal animo damage to enemies in front of her. Unleashing a charged attack in this state will cause Chaska to enter a special aiming mode. This allows her to lock onto a set number of enemies within range and fire up to 6 Shadow Hunt shells, which deal animo damage upon impact. In addition, for every Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electro character in your party, one of Chaska's Shadow Hunt shells will undergo an elemental conversion to
Vale.
deal the corresponding type of elemental damage.
Whoa, no way! So Chaska can directly deal other types of elemental damage based on the characters in her party. And since she's an animal character, she can swirl them at the same time. That's awesome!
Yeah, I know, right? Her elemental burst has a similar function too.
Vale.
Chaska fires a
Supongo.
gale-splitting Soul Seeker shell during her burst, which deals animo damage. The attack then splits into 6 Soul Seeker shells, which continue to attack nearby enemies. These shells can
Está guapa la
also
Voldy, no te
undergo
voy a mentir.
elemental conversions.
That's so cool! No wonder she's one of the strongest warriors in her tribe.
Speaking of her tribe, the warriors from the Flower Feather clan are formidable
Vale.
for sure, but we should also shed some light
Quest.
on those who aren't as skilled.
Ok.
Oh, are you talking about the wingless? That's what the tribe calls people who fail the flight trials, right? They're the challengers who fail to earn the recognition of a Kukusor.
Un
Exactly.
pringao.
But the name doesn't indicate that those people are weak or deserve to be cast aside. The Flower Feather
Yes.
clan has its own definition of strength. There's a tacit understanding that the wingless are supposed to be protected until they can fly by themselves. But that assumption is challenged in Tribal Chronicles Tlalocan. Someone will dare to ask, what if you didn't need a Kukusor to fly? If you could change the rules, then maybe there wouldn't be any wingless to begin with. Now, whether that's the right path is for us to discover. Chaska
Yeah.
will also be there to help us find the answer. So, be sure to check out Chaska's Tribal Chronicle if you're interested in what happens.
Is there anything else that you can tell us?
Ah, remember how I mentioned that Chaska was raised by Kukusaurs?
Yeah, tell us about it.
Her Saurian
Su
mother
madre- ah.
will make an appearance in this quest. Even though she's joined human society, Chaska still goes to visit her Saurian mother on occasion, especially when she needs some help with a tough situation.
Oh, so Chaska still has the soft side, even though she's a fearsome warrior.
Pero no tiene padres. No tiene padres adoptivos, literalmente. O sea, sí.
Also the setting
Oh.
for the Archon Quest Chapter 5 interlude. All fires fuel the flame.
Ah.
The tribe is facing a crisis, and they'll need the traveler's help to find a solution.
What kind of crisis?
Well, the Flower Feather clan suffered the worst of the abyssal contamination during the battle in version 5.1. It's not just the human body that can't withstand high concentrations of abyssal
Vale.
power. For
No es
most
misión de
people,
Arconte,
it
es
also damages the
interludio.
mind. Many members of the Flower
Hostia,
Feather
es que
clan
en la.
are suffering from the mental
En
repercussions
Fontaine
of
no
the
hubo
abyss,
interludio.
and the tribe is in desperate need of aid. Iansan will be there too. After rebuilding her own tribe, the Collective of Plenty, she's traveling around Natland to help those in need.
The people of Natland really value unity, don't they? No one fights alone.
Right.
That's one of my favorite things about Natland. Oh,
Coño, el
wait.
capitán.
It looks like the captain will also
Capitano.
be there.
Yes, the captain will also offer help to the tribe. You may pick up on some interesting information
Sí,
if
sí,
you
que me
pay
diga lo
close
que quiera,
attention to
en
what
plan,
he has to say. The
Necesito este
captain
personaje.
rarely
Ya.
gives away too much information in his regular interactions,
Ujú.
but his secrecy here seems a little peculiar. So keep an eye out. But of course, restoring Natland's fighting spirit remains the top priority. After all, the war isn't over yet. The abyssal contamination is still around, and we have a very important battle ahead. Natland needs mental fortitude more than ever before.
The Flower Feather
vale.
clan is pretty close to the Masters of the Night Wind, where the Ictomosaurs live. That tribe
Ictomisaurios.
could be another good place to recover from the battle.
Oh yeah.
Creo que los
Let's
vi en
check it
algún
out.
leak. Creo que son como
If you
murciélagos,
head
¿no?
west from the Stadium of the Sacred Flame and go past the towering walls, you eventually arrive at the settlement of the
mola.
mysterious
Este sí que mola.
Masters of the Night Wind. The tribal settlement offers a unique glowing landscape at night. If you venture
Sí,
even
son
further,
como
then you might
murciélagos.
encounter the tribe's Wath Ictomosaur Elder, or one of the many shamans who can communicate with spirits. I even heard that the witch doctors who live there can help cleanse your spirit. Plus, the graffiti art is really incredible. In fact, there's something special about this one. Can you figure it out, travelers?
Tiene forma de cuervo, creo.
It's kind of tricky, right? Well, don't worry, the Ictomosaurs can help us out.
Hermana.
Ictomosaurs are known for their wisdom. They can use their unique sight to detect things that can't be seen through normal means.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. Ictomosaurs are especially skilled at detecting ley lines and phlogiston. They can absorb power from phlogiston objects to enhance their abilities. Doing so allows them to jump higher, move faster,
Un poco
or even
mierdas,
obtain
¿no?
surprising rewards.
A nivel de movimiento.
Ictomosaurs can also extract information from graffiti art to create special objects.
Oh, I bet that'll come in handy for solving puzzles.
Definitely, especially in Tribal Chronicles Mictlan, which will become available in version 5.2. The first two acts feature a lot of intriguing puzzles, so be sure to check
Ah,
them
vale,
out,
los dos primeros
travelers.
actos, porque
Some
supongo
of
que
them
el
will
resto
require
serán
the
de
help of an Ictomosaur, and others
la
can be
misión
solved
esta de
on your
la...
own.
I
¿Cómo se
noticed that
llamaba? Cizlali.
Ictomosaurs can perform fast-paced
Cizlali.
jumps when
No
they
me acuerdo
have
cómo se
enough
dice.
phlogiston, and it looks like so much fun. Do we know anyone who can use that ability? Besides the new Saurian, I mean.
Yes, Auroron can do it too.
Oh.
Like the Ictomosaurs, Auroron has the ability to rise into the air. He also has a keen sense of perception. While charging an aimed shot, Auroron will enter the Spirit Speaker state, allowing him to extract power from Natland's graffiti and runes.
Speaking of Auroron, I was honestly super surprised by his personality. Before the 5.1 Archon quest, I thought that he looked like a stern,
He oído,
stoic, and
recalco,
harsh
he
type of
oído
character.
que este tío
But
tiene
as it
algo que ver
turns
con la
out,
reacción
he's
de
just a sweet
electrocargado.
kid.
Así que ya de por sí no me gusta, ahora me gusta aún menos.
Right? Is he really that sweet though? Just to think about all the sneaking around behind his granny's back.
Ah, true.
The tribespeople of the Masters of the Night Wind are known for being eccentric. But Auroron really takes it to the next level.
Yeah, it sounds like he does things his own way. I wonder if that extends to his combat abilities.
It does. Auroron is a bit different from the Natland characters we've met so far. He doesn't need to depend on the Night Soul's Blessing state to gain Night Soul
¿Qué?
points, and he can maintain the Night Soul's Blessing state even while he's off.
Es un support.
Ah, that does sound different from the other Natlan characters. So,
No,
how do his
Kachina puede hacer lo
abilities work?
mismo, ¿o no?
Let me start by explaining
Oh,
how
sí.
Auroran gains Night Soul points.
No me acuerdo.
This can happen in multiple ways. For example, Auroran can gain Night Soul points when one of his party members triggers a Night Soul burst. He can also
Vale.
gain them when other party members deal Hydro or Electro attacks to enemies after Auroran unleashes his elemental skill.
Oh, then it sounds like he works well with Hydro and Electro characters.
Yep. And in combat, when enemies take damage from electro-charged reactions or other party members deal Night Soul aligned damage, Auroran can consume Night Soul points to enter the Night Soul's Blessing state and trigger the Hypersense effect, dealing electro damage.
¿Ah?
Oh, I see. So you need to pair him with the right characters if you want him to gain Night Soul points, enter the Night Soul's Blessing state, and trigger the effect.
Pero hace falta que solo haya
Though I should mention that
Electros y-
Auroran doesn't need to be on the field
Electros
to
y Hidro,
trigger the
o
Hypersense
puedes
effect.
meter algún
Wait,
otro elemento.
He can trigger it even while he's off-field? That sounds really useful.
Totally. His elemental burst
Ni load
provides a
electrocargados,
convenient
vaya.
way to deal damage and support your party. Auroran performs an ancient reach roll with his burst to summon a supersonic Oculus, which taunts nearby enemies to draw them in. Once they're up close,
No
the
gusta nada,
Oculus
tío, es muy feo.
releases a sound wave to deal damage.
That should be great for crowd control.
Yes, with Auroran in your party, dealing with large groups of enemies should be a lot easier. And speaking
Vale.
of making things easier, Auroran can also improve the exploration experience by boosting the
Bueno,
fighting speed of your
vale,
characters.
ok.
Awesome.
Auroran really cherishes his friends. With a little teamwork on his side, I'm sure victory will always be within reach.
Cool. So
Vale, nuevas
we
áreas, es
introduced
verdad.
two of the upcoming regions in this update. The Flower
Hay-
Feather Clan and the
hay
Masters
más.
of the Nightwind. But there's more. Version 5.2 actually introduces another new region. It's called Ochkanatland.
Ah, vale.
I think we caught a glimpse of this ancient city when we were looking at the Flower Feather Clan. It's really beautiful from far away,
Vale,
but those
cuidado que...
clouds look kind of
Esto es lore, ¿eh?
ominous.
Esto es lore.
It looks completely abandoned. Is it dangerous?
Yes. This is a restricted area in that land due to its severe abyssal contamination, and it seems uninhabited. Over the years, many adventurers have come here in search of treasure or to slay the dragon. Unfortunately, none of them have ever returned. The Flower Feather Clan often sends riders to patrol the area and to prevent people from getting too close.
Wait, did you say slay the dragon?
Yeah, I know we introduced some adorable saurians earlier, but this creature
Este
is
dragón, bro.
actually really terrifying.
Oh.
It occupies this ancient city and
Será
guards
el
it
nuevo boss de
fiercely.
zona.
If it detects an intruder, then it will attack without
Qué
hesitation.
guapo.
Okay.
Me
that's
recuerda a
pretty
Stormterror.
concerning.
It's easy to take human-saurian coexistence for granted these days, but it actually took generations of effort to reach this point. This relationship wasn't nearly so harmonious in the ancient past. Travelers will need to explore Ochkanatland to uncover the reason behind this dragon's rampage.
Misión de
Of
mundo,
course,
vaya.
travelers won't have to do this alone. Here, take a look.
A ver.
Oh, what's that?
Bro, ¿y este feo?
This is a very important companion who will help us explore Ochkanatland.
Me recuerda a un Pokémon y
His
no
name
sé
is
cuál.
Kokoweek. As for his power, well, why don't you take a guess?
Okay, is he our moral support? You know, maybe he could make a cute noise every now and then to cheer us up.
Hey, let's not put our Tapetlosaur friend out of a job. Little one works really hard.
Okay, then I've got nothing.
Remember how I mentioned that Ochkanatland is heavily corroded by the abyss?
Ah,
Well, that's where Kokoweek comes in. We can use his power to clear abyssal contamination. Follow the direction indicated by his light to collect secret source scraps and enhance his power.
ah, y esta pava.
Once Kokoweek has enough power, you can take him to track down the evil dragon.
What a useful little guy.
Ah,
I
vale.
know,
Ah, qué
right?
guapo.
Now, travelers can explore Ochkanatland with two companions, Kokoweek and Little One. In fact, I've heard there's even a special token around here that can enable
de-
Little One to traverse a volcano.
Hmm.
A new adventure
Oh.
with Little One awaits in version 5.2. This update will bring us one step closer to uncovering the mysteries of Little One's past. Familiar
Va.
Saurian companions can
Sí,
also
supongo que
help
esto es
us
la
explore
continuación de la
Ocean
misión de
Island.
mundo de la
For
última
example, with
vez.
the help of a Caholosaur,
Pero yo pensaba que
we
íbamos a
can
tener el
evade
volcán
Sword's
tocho ya. Bueno,
mechanism attacks.
no
With the
importa.
help of an Iktomisaur, we can
Ah.
solve certain puzzles.
A
With
ver.
the help of a Cuckoosaur, we might even be able to chase down the evil dragon.
Sí.
But we'll leave the rest for you to discover,
Pues
travelers.
como, sí, como la pelea contra Storm Terror.
Kind of
¿Qué coño es
lava fish?
eso?
Does this mean we can fish in Netland?
Yes, but I've got some friendly advice, travelers. You should be very careful while exploring Ochkanatlan. Some of the
los
abyssal
bichos estos,
monsters
coño.
here can distort their appearance to mimic powerful enemies. High-level monsters such as
Ya.
the tenebrous Papilla can mimic even stronger enemies.
Cepa abismática.
It looks like these monsters take the form
A
of
ver.
plants outside of combat.
Yep,
Pero qué
that's
guapo.
true. The abyss has corroded
Eso
Natlan's
mola,
ley
bro.
lines, allowing these
Plan,
monsters
un bicho
to
que
read the
imita
memories
varios
inside
bichos.
of them and mimic creatures from Tevat.
How do we defeat
Un
them?
poco coñazo,
Travelers will
puede
need
ser.
to use elemental attacks to break the enemy's protective void wards. Doing so allows them to take damage and causes them to enter a brief state of confusion. Night Soul aligned elemental attacks are especially effective against these wards.
Wow,
Vale.
the abyss has gotten so advanced.
Tenebrous
Scary to think about
Papilla.
how much harder these fights will get if these abyssal monsters continue to evolve.
Un monstruo
Yeah.
negro
Okay,
que
that
ha
was a lot of
descendido desde
information
un
to
mundo
take in at once.
alienígena.
But before we take our first break, we still have a couple of short
Raíces de la
announcements. Really short, I
corrupción,
promise.
profundamente.
First up,
No,
limited time exploration rewards will be available in version 5.2. Just
Ah,
like
vale,
in
pues sí,
version
como
5.1,
la última vez,
travelers
¿no?
can earn up to 400 extra primo gems.
eso me interesa.
Rewards will be available all the way through version 5.3. It's now time to introduce the event wishes. In the first half
Ay, a ver.
of version 5.2,
No,
travelers
hombre,
can look
no.
forward to event wishes from Chaska and Lenny. Auroron will also receive a drop rate boost.
Pero total, como
And
no voy a
in the
tirar.
second half of version
Me da
5.2,
exactamente
we'll have
igual.
returning event wishes for Zhongli and New Villette. The weapon banner will feature a new 5-star bow, Astro Vulture
Vale.
Crimson Plumage, and 2 new Natland specific 4-star
Ah,
weapons.
a ver.
Be sure to check them out if you're interested.
All right, it's time for our first break.
Motor
Once we come
catalizador,
back, we'll
vale.
dive right into the event portion.
Uy. Otro código. A ver. 7TLMXSD 24 JR. Obvio. Y me lo guardo para mí también. Hombre, pues vale. En plan, el evento está bien. Ahí el evento. La versión está bien, de momento. Nada me está llamando especialmente la atención. Solo la misión de interludio y... las zonas nuevas. Los personajes me dan igual. Los banners me dan igual. No voy a tirar por ninguno. Y ya está. A ver qué hay. ¿Qué más hay? Faltan que nos enseñen los eventos y las mejoras de sistema. Las mejoras de sistema sí que me dan un poquillo igual, no te voy a mentir. Creo que no he visto nada que sea así muy loco.
Welcome
A ver.
back, travelers.
Welcome back. Let's dive straight into
Oh,
the
una
event
espada.
section. So in the first event, we'll get to learn more about the Masters of the Nightwind.
That's right. In the version 5.2 event,
¿Será una espada para
Spirit-Seeking
Capitano?
Scrolls, travelers will team up with Citlali and Auroron to get to the bottom of a mysterious accident that occurred within their tribe.
Travelers will need to complete combat challenges to defeat enemies who try to
Vale,
disrupt
evento de
the
combate,
ritual.
me
They'll
gusta.
also need to reconstruct scenes from the tribe's woven scrolls and gather lost spirits scattered throughout the region. Travelers will only be able to uncover the truth if they collect all the clues. But don't worry, there are also various rewards to earn along the way, including primo gems.
Ooh, I really like the vibe of this event. It looks like Citlali is performing some kind of ritual. It's also mysterious.
When a situation gets tough, it's Granny to the rescue.
Vale.
Definitely.
Citlali and Auroron have some really fun dialogue in this event.
¿Qué le pasa, bro?
I'm always grabbing the popcorn whenever these two interact. They're practically a two-person show. And speaking of fun, let's get into the event gameplay. First up is
A
the
ver.
Search for Lost Spirits minigame. Travelers will have to work together to
Ah,
herd the
joder,
scattered
otra
roaming
vez este
spirits
evento,
into
tío.
specific zones to earn points. pay attention to the conditions on the field if you want a
Esto es
higher
por equipos,
score.
¿no?
For
Antes era
example,
rollo PvP.
travelers can jump on stone slabs that appear on the field. These slabs will break open and release even more spirits. Storms may also appear during the game. You can track down spirits more effectively if you pay attention to the direction of the storms.
In Evil
Esto es
Banishment,
igualito a un
travelers
juego que
will
había en el
need to
Club
select the
Penguin,
right
hermano.
teams to complete the objectives. Completing all of the objectives will award you the Banishing Aura, which allows you to deal AoE damage by spraying paint at enemies.
That paint really matches the Masters of the Nightwind's aesthetic. It's super cool.
Yeah,
Vale.
and so does the Spirit Loom in restoring fragmented records.
Ay, qué pereza. Bueno,
Lali
bueno,
will
vale.
use her powers to reveal special fragments. Travelers will need to piece these fragments together and assemble them on a woven scroll.
Make sure that you pay attention to the order and positions of the fragments. Oh, there's something else that we should mention.
No,
Travelers can
vale,
obtain
pensé que...
a new 4-star
déjame ver lo
sword
que
by
hace.
completing this event.
Déjame ver lo que
The
hace.
design definitely fits the Masters of the Nightwind. It looks like some kind of ceremonial artifact.
I totally agree. Oh, and this event will allow travelers to learn more about Natland's secrets. For example,
Vale.
this quest will reveal new clues about a mysterious
Oh.
and legendary place.
El Mari Jibari.
Mare Jivari.
Joder, les ha
Wow,
costado,
we've
¿eh?
been hearing about this place since months.
Ya, ya.
It'll be
ya.
nice to get some new information. On a related note, the Adventurers Guild has prepared a new
Okay.
trial for its members. Active adventurers have been invited to take on the challenge, including the Traveler. Travelers will need to complete various challenges with designated characters and fully leverage their
Vale.
skills to earn rewards.
Hombre.
I know you're up to the challenge, Travelers. Good luck.
In Mondstadt-related news, the Knights of Favonius are conducting a war game to improve security
Un war
tactics
game.
in the region. And who better to test these
Como sea
tactics
otro de la
than the
defensa
honorary
del
knight?
Tower Defense, me
Be
voy a
sure to
tirar
pay
de un
close
puente.
attention to the game, since the format
puedo
has
más.
changed this time. Travelers will need to select combat units and stratagems to deploy against the opposing formation. Once the lineup is set, the monsters will fight automatically.
Ah, vale, es
Available
como...
combat units and stratagems are completely random.
Ah, es como el
You know,
evento este.
just to
Ah,
build
ya no
some
me acuerdo de cuándo es.
unpredictability into the
El
war
evento
game.
aquel.
The chances of encountering elite
Pero no es,
combat
no es
units
desde tanto, el evento es
increases as the war
relativamente
game progresses.
reciente.
Even more elite monsters will be available for travelers to use. It's a volatile
4.7 a lo
environment, so
mejor.
do your best to
No.
win as many rounds as
No me acuerdo.
possible, earn war game medals,
Pero sí, el
and collect
escenario es
rewards.
literalmente el mismo.
All right, let's keep the excitement rolling in this next event. We actually have a demo, so please take a look.
¿El qué?
Oh, looks like they're selecting tactics.
No, por favor, no me
Double
hagas jugar a las
damage? This
cartas.
sounds powerful. Whoa, it's automated. Cool. The elemental reaction effects are completely different.
This
Okay.
brand new heated battle mode is called Automatic Artistry. Powerful support cards have been added for nearly every elemental reaction. Choose cards that align with your strategies to trigger powerful elemental reactions. The effects will change depending on how you play. In addition, the overall gameplay is very laid back. Characters will automatically duel each other, and skill animations are now shorter in length.
Wow, it's like we got a whole new Genius Invocation TCG after coming back from
Es
Natland.
URF
Talk about
del LOL.
whiplash.
That's right. Even if you've never played Genius Invocation before, I really recommend checking out this new gameplay mode in version 5.2. The new version will also bring a few updates to
Oh,
regular
carta
Genius
rosaria, joder, les ha
Invocation
costado.
TCG.
Do you ever feel a little cooped up while you're playing card games? Well, don't worry about that. Our next event will give travelers the
Bueno, y si es win,
opportunity
claro.
to enjoy the great outdoors. In Claw Convoy, travelers will need to help Lamia track down some adopted animals. Travelers will be able to see the animal's point of view by using a special tool. Once you've managed to deduce their location, you'll be able to track
Ah,
them
vale.
down.
Buah, este
Once
evento
the
de
animals are
cuándo
safe and
es.
sound, travelers will receive a gift from the mysterious figure who adopted them. I feel like Auroron would really shine in
ese
this
es
event.
Jutao.
He's definitely an animal lover.
I can see that. I'm sure that he would
coño
jump
hace
at the
Jutao ahí?
chance to meet animals from other nations.
Yeah.
Finally, the Leyline
Vale.
Overflow event will return in version
Por fin, el
5.2.
evento que está guapo, de
If you
verdad.
need Mora or character EXP materials, then keep an eye out.
Alright, let's dive into some updates and game optimizations. First up is the change to the Imaginarium Theater.
Otro.
Previously, travelers would be returned to the theater lobby after completing a challenge and have to reopen the Fantasia Tome to continue. Travelers provided feedback that this setup interrupted their experience. So, this will no longer be the case in version 5.2. Now, after finishing a battle, all you need to do is click Next Act if you want to keep fighting.
Nice. Travelers can now enjoy the thrill of
Vale,
combat
supongo.
without any interruptions.
Bro, la gente es
For all the
muy
generous
quejica.
travelers who like to configure supports for their friends, a
Han aumentado el
supporting
límite.
caster record has been added in the new update.
Ah, no.
You can now check which friends have borrowed your supports by looking at the supporting cast screen.
Cool. It'll be nice to know that our supports are helping people out.
Yup. Oh, and the party configuration mechanic has also been optimized.
Hmm?
Besides the elemental filtering, the Imaginarium Theater will now feature recommended row icons, elemental statistics, and markers for the main types of animals.
Bro, por fin hacen esto, así la gente deja de discutir qué coño es un personaje a un field o qué coño no es un personaje a un field.
Oh,
por fin, joder.
But this information should make it a lot easier to form strategic teams.
These markers will display key information on how to counter enemies, but in a much
No,
more
este personaje es un
prominent
field,
position.
no, este personaje es un
Hopefully,
enabler.
this change
Ah,
will
que
make
te
it easier
calles,
for
coño.
travelers to form the best teams.
Ya está, ya hay información canon.
Now we can directly see which elements work best against specific enemies. That's definitely going to save some time.
For sure. And we can expect even more optimizations in the future as travelers continue to provide valuable feedback about their experiences. Okay, let's introduce the other system optimizations coming in version 5.2. You can now sort 5-star artifacts in your inventory based on when you obtained them, from the most recent to the oldest. Second, the animations for crafting materials, forging weapons, building furniture, and cooking dishes are now shorter in length.
Yeah.
That's really nice. The dev
Vale.
team designed a lot of intricate animations for these features, but it can feel a bit frustrating when you have to watch them over and over again.
There will also be several optimizations for the Serena Teapot. The seed dispensary can now
Bro,
hold
la
more
gente es
of
muy
every
quejica, las
type of
animaciones
seed.
están bien.
You'll be able to purchase wood
Bro,
at the
no.
Realm Depot in exchange for realm currency. In addition, the cooldown for the boon of the Elder Tree will be reduced to 5 seconds. This way, it will be easier for
Okay.
travelers to collect wood.
Awesome.
Ah,
I've
vale.
been meaning to use some cool replicas in my Serena teapot, but I'm always short on wood. So this should be really helpful.
Nice!
Vale,
I'm
sí,
so
eso
excited
me
for
gusta,
you.
eso me gusta.
Oh, and optimizations have been made to artifact locking. The updated lock assistance interface will allow you to configure lock settings with a single click. Just hit
Okay.
Use Recommended Settings and you're set. The recommended set lock plans will even update automatically based on popular in-game configurations. Of course, if you have your own ideas in mind, then you can always disable the recommended plans to configure custom ones instead.
The update also allows you to batch lock artifacts in your inventory based on the
Hombre.
recommended general lock plan and set lock plans. This
Sí.
will make it much faster to organize your inventory. In addition, a shortcut button that navigates to the lock assistance interface will be added to the artifact domain challenge screen and the artifact acquisition screen. This should make it easier for travelers to configure their locking rules whenever they want. A star feature will also be added next to the lock button on each artifact. Travelers can use this feature to mark their favorite artifacts and filter by stars to quickly track them down.
Finally, treasure
Estrellas,
compasses will now
bueno,
be able
vale.
to locate even more treasure locations,
¿Qué?
including Sealies and time trial challenges.
Oh, tío, por
A quick
fin.
swap feature will also be added for treasure compasses and Oculus resonance stones. Enabling this feature will allow travelers to more easily use these devices across regions. The feature will automatically switch to the compass or stone that corresponds to your location
Vale.
in the game.
Awesome.
Be sure to check out future announcements for more details on the version 5.2 optimizations.
No voy a usar la
All
mitad.
right, that was a lot of info, so this seems like a good time for our second break.
It's time for the third redemption code.
No, y a ver, a ver, a ver. Las cosas me interesan. 4, 5, T. Vale. Paso otra vez. Y me lo guardo para mí. También. Pam, pam, pam. Param, pam. Hombre, de momento, los eventos... el evento este que han dicho de que van a hacer cosas del Mare Jibari me ha interesado bastante. Pero el resto, bueno, vale.
Welcome back, travelers. What else do we have on the agenda, Gabe?
We have some very exciting news to share.
Ujú.
After the version update on November 20th, travelers will be able to play Genshin
Vale.
Impact on the Xbox
Ok.
Series X
No
and
la pela.
S. Log into Genshin Impact on Xbox Series X and S consoles to receive the Wind Glider Wings of
Me
Fate's
cago en
Course
tus
Intertwined.
muertos.
Additionally, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members can play Genshin Impact via cloud gaming. They'll also find extra rewards in their in-game mailbox.
Awesome.
All right, that
Ya
should
está,
be
eso es todo.
everything. That means that we've reached the end of the special
¿Has
program.
hecho un descanso
Is
entero
there
solo para,
anything that you want to say before we go, Kai?
para
Yes,
decir,
I'm
sí,
really
ahora el
looking
Genshin está en
forward to all the
Xbox?
new characters. Chaska and her weapons seem really incredible.
Pues vale.
I'd love to see how her travel chronicle unfolds because she has such an amazing personality. And Auroran seems like a very layered character. The storytelling is definitely going to shine. What about you, Gabe?
Yeah, I'm just so excited for players to experience more of the Natlan storyline. And we have so much to explore this time. I mean, 2 new tribes and a new area as well. And one thing I've always loved about Genshin Impact is how it's multi-platform.
Muy bueno,
Like,
multiplataforma.
I'm always logging in on different devices, depending on where I am.
Pregúntale al chavalito que
It's
tiene un móvil
just
que
exciting to see another
le va a
platform
15
become
FPS el
available
puto
for
juego.
everyone.
Yeah.
And yeah, on that note, I hope you have fun with the new version, travelers.
En Play 4
Bye.
funciona como el culo y
Bye.
pesa 110 gigas por ahí. Pues nada, aquí estamos. En plan, hasta aquí. Sí, ¿no? Supondré. ¿Hay algo más? ¿O no? No, ¿qué va? ¿Qué va a haber? A ver. Hombre, pues sí, vale. Un poco mierdecilla este parche, no te voy a mentir. No me ha molado demasiado. Pero misión de interludio, eso está bien. Más lore de Capitano, eso me interesa. La espada esa me interesa un montón del nuevo evento. Quiero saber para quién coño va a ser. Y no me acuerdo qué iba a decir. Ah, sí, que los nuevos personajes, bueno, Chaska y Ororón me dan un poco igual. No por nada, es que no me gustan los diseños. Y poco más. Bueno, hasta aquí el stream de la 5.2. Sí, un poco parche de relleno, en verdad. Pero bueno, no pasa nada. Hay tres zonas enteras nuevas. O sea, en plan, relleno también te estoy diciendo esto un poco por tocar los cojones, pero son 3 zonas nuevas enteras. Yo me los voy a fumar tan pronto como salgan. Y no debería tardar mucho en salir. En plan, creo que salen el miércoles que viene. Así que eso, ya nos veremos. Creo que ahora vamos a darle un Valorant, ¿no? Ahora, en plan, tengo tiempo. Pero antes dejadme que pille algo para comer. Pero eso. Chao, gente de YouTube. Esto lo estaréis viendo seguramente esta misma tarde. Así que os vaya bien. Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, donde sea que estés. Chao, chao.